At Edwardstown Oval, City of Marion, new Playspace with a bit of a nature play vibe about it. This is the northern section, which is still early in the construction process, but you can see the new timber swing set that's already, the frame's already been put up. So we're waiting on, I suppose, the formation of the rock line swale, and then the sand play element. There'll also be a hand water pump, and we've got a picnic setting going in there as well, and an area of grass. But you can also see some of the natural timber balance beams that have already been put in. Obviously a challenge for some of the older kids in terms of their vestibular, getting their balance, testing their sort of agility. So that hopefully that part of the play space will start to develop further over the next couple of weeks. This area here, that's currently the sort of the workers' compound, that's sort of going to be a double tennis court, and one of the courts will be a multi-purpose court with netball and basketball incorporated. And it's also a place for kids to come and learn to cycle on their bikes or use their scooters or roller skates. And there's actually going to be a gap in the fence line as well. It'll allow the kids to flow quite freely through into this sort of which is the eastern play space, and this has really got a very sort of nature play focus, and the whole theme of the play space, based around the exchange of levels that were already part of the site, is really about snakes and ladders, and it was a theme that was developed in-house in council. And we've worked with obviously artists in the project to emphasise that theming as well. So this is a sort of terraced rock amphitheatre that faces onto the tennis courts, and there'll be a path that'll lead up here, and that retaining wall up the end, that's going to get painted up to be a massive blackboard, and hopefully council will provide some chalk in the early days, but we might need the community to help out with some chalk as it gets used up in time. So up on this upper terrace we've got like almost like a 3D type maze, and it's got just basically timber sleepers that are laid out in a varied pattern that allow kids to sort of, you know, make up their own games and make different paths along the way and skip and jump. And it's quite a cost-effective play solution, but it's got so many purposes, or multi-purpose, and it's really just up to the kids' imagination about how that space can be used for. We're blessed to have a couple of really mature claret ash trees right in the middle of the site, and we work quite closely with the council's arborist to make sure that we could actually retain these trees as a key feature, and really they're going to provide plenty of shade to the play space. But also you can see there's also the way that they fork lower down, they're really good at providing a space for children to be able to climb within and climb through. And there's, being claret ash, being deciduous, they're going to drop a lot of leaf litter, and that's going to provide a lot of seasonal education to the kids. We've got some sort of semi-standard play equipment, but using timber, and all the pieces are chosen. They're not too descriptive, and all the elements, the spacings and the ropes, they're all quite varied and spaced apart. We've got sort of again, playing on that sort of snakes and ladders theme. We've got this log stepped up to the upper terrace, and again that happens over here with the rock embankment. That sort of gives kids multiple opportunities to access the upper areas. We've got a little Springer toy. Again, it's non-descriptive, so it can be whatever. It could be a horse, it could be a sheep, it could be a cow, it could be a dog. It's really up to the kids. I think at the minute my kid would want it to be a unicorn, but for every other kid it's different, which is a great thing about it. We've got some fantastic log bench seats because we want to make sure that the parents and the carers have a comfortable place to sit in the shade wherever possible, and we've got one in the lower terrace as well, and we're going to form those rocks up a bit better in a circle so it could be a bit more of a seating space, a bit more of a storytelling space. Got a feature balance log going in here. The artist, he's going to sculpture this over the next week or two to get that right, and yeah, there's our embankment slide, about 1.2 meters high, and to a certain degree, yeah, we have to try and obviously comply with Australian playground standards, so we've got our soft fall in there for that, but it isn't totally compliant, and we've worked with a level 3 certifier to be able to bend the rules to a certain degree, because what we're doing here is definitely not dangerous. It's just reducing what would be seen as a hazard and making it more of a visual risk. So therefore we've got a wee bit more leniency to play with in terms of the set out of the swing, or set of the slide. A couple of giant caterpillars, these are actually massive bits of coconut rope, and really they're used for bank stabilisation, but to me they look fantastic, like giant caterpillars, and definitely I can see them becoming quite a popular play element in themselves. Got a couple of totems here that sort of underline the story of the play space in terms of snakes and ladders themes, and we've got recessed carvings in here of saying 1 step forward, and we've got the other one saying 2 steps back, with carvings of snakes within it. Beautiful piece of craftsmanship. And this is our snake, and he's going to be a friendly snake, and he's just had his final coat of render, and he's just waiting on to get his mosaic tiles, which are coming next week. And he'll be a beautiful centerpiece to the overall play space as well, and really emphasize that theme. And it's important that he's a friendly snake, because we want kids to be able to approach him and play on him and sit on him and balance across his back. And his tail leads us down to what will be the main entry gate into the play space, and that will really be a nice little entry feature to come in and lead you up into that upper area. So that's the Edwardstown Oval play space.